and welcome to the Splash Live. I'm your host, Maddie Mushton. The Splash Live is the only local morning news show here in Greater West Bloomfield, giving you all of the events and people happening here in Greater West Bloomfield. We are live every morning, Monday through Friday at 9:30. Let's go check out now our Person of the Week QR code. Every week we highlight someone, an educator, student, business, or organization from the Greater West Bloomfield community, going above and beyond. If you would like to submit an entry for someone, you can scan the QR code on the screen and fill out the Google form with the person's name, their contact information, and reasons why they should be recognized for the Person of the Week. Now let's go check out what's going on in our Greater West Bloomfield community. Our first event that is happening every week, the West Bloomfield Township Public Library has started their virtual programming. This includes a variety of interactive events for all ages. The library has some great events this week, including today. The registration opens for the Ghost Straw Lacing Jewelry. Tomorrow they have their 9:30 and 11 a.m. virtual Positively Preschool classes and their virtual storytelling on Wednesday at 6:30 with Lauren. They will also be having a book talk at 7 p.m. on Thursday with Immortals to talk about his book, The Lincoln Highway. If you would like to register for these, you can do so by going to the West Bloomfield Township Public Library website in their events calendar page and register by clicking on the event of your choice. The West Bloomfield Library also has those fantastic tender topic kits and literacy kits that you can rent out through youth services if you're looking to either enhance your child's literacy or teach them about some of those tender topics. You can contact the library and schedule a time to rent out a kit of your choice. West Bloomfield Parks is also hosting a slew of Black History Month events. The West Bloomfield Parks is working with the West Bloomfield Diversity Task Force to bring new free events to celebrate Black History Month. The event this weekend is the Love Yourself Wellness While Black event. This event is for ages 16 and up on Saturday, February 12th from 9 until 11:30 a.m. This event, you can come celebrate both Black History Month and Heart Health Month with an interactive event with you can fuel your heart, mind, and soul. This includes a doctor's roundtable discussion on heart disease, hypertension, and nutrition. They will also have free trials of yoga, Zumba, and dance lessons, and sample of healthy treats such as smoothies after the discussion. West Bloomfield Parks also is hosting another Black History Month event on Saturday, February 26th from 10 until 2 p.m. at the Orchard Mall. This will be their Black Expo. For all these events, you can head over to the West Bloomfield Parks website to register. Our last event is the Sylvan Lake Game Night event. This event is perfect if you're looking for something fun to do this winter. Whether you go alone or with friends, the Sylvan Lake Game Nights are a great way to socialize safely with your neighbors and friends. Sylvan Lake Game Nights take place every Wednesday when there's not a Sylvan Lake board meeting in the community center. Game night starts at 5:30 p.m. and will go to about 9 p.m. at the community center. This event is open to all Sylvan Lake residents. You're welcome to bring family, friends, and any games that you would like to play. If you have an event that you would like us to feature, you can send us a message on our social media pages at Civic Center TV and Facebook at Civic Center TV 15. Coming up, I'll be talking with Deb Macon about this year's Michigan Week. But before that, if you're looking for a fun and unique way to move your body and stay active, True Martial Arts in West Bloomfield has a variety of different classes and programs to teach you about martial arts and the history behind it. Splash reporter Brendan Schreiber took an inside look into their studio.
If you've been looking to train your self-defense or have simply been wanting to attempt a new sport, look no further than True Martial Arts. Located in Orchard Mall, True Martial Arts has been in practice since 2009. We talked with Richard Trustee, one of their fellow instructors, and asked him about the school and what programs they offer.
So we've been here for the past 3 or 4 years, and we really try to focus on just creating awesome people, right? So we have programs for ages 4 to 74. Right, and each one of them kind of has their own different focus, right? So the 4 to 7-year-olds, we're really focusing on creating good habits and teaching them about coordination and kind of how to move their body in the martial art. And we use the martial arts tools and games to kind of do that, as well as focusing on the kind of character development where we're talking about good habits and self-discipline and kind of teaching them about those the moral side of martial arts, right? Because it's not only about self-defense. And then we have a program for our kind of 7 to 12-year-olds where we dive a little bit deeper into that martial arts and still really focus on the character development aspect of it, the focus, the discipline, all the things that are really going to help them become awesome people. And then with our adult program, we also focus even more on the self-defense aspect and kind of teaching them to be able to walk around confident that they could defend themselves in the event that they need to, and as well as still focusing on the character development, right? And we do that with a couple of different programs. So we have our main karate program that kind of services all those age groups. Then we also have a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu program that teaches you kind of what to do if you end up on the ground and how to defend yourself in that instance, as well as a Krav Maga program, which is all self-defense all the time. So that's really the class that you want to go to if you're really looking to defend yourself. And like I said, our goal here is really to just create an awesome community of people that are like-minded and want to work together to become not only better martial artists, but better people.
During our interview, we also asked what COVID precautions have been implemented.
Martial arts, as you know, is a very close contact sport, right? So we had to adjust from social distancing in classes to masking to temperature checks to things like that, right? So we really do our best to stay up to date with everything that's coming out from the CDC and trying to create the safest environment for our students and members to train in.
For all things martial arts, check out True Martial Arts at Orchard Mall. Reporting for The Splash, I'm Brendan Schreiber.
Thank you to Richard Trustee for giving us some more information about the classes and programs that they offer at True Martial Arts in West Bloomfield. Later on, we'll be finding out how our Person of the Week is bringing educational events to West Bloomfield this month to celebrate Black History Month. But before that, we'll be joined by Deb Macon to talk about this year's Michigan Week. All that and more after this short break.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live.
In the face of COVID-19, staying healthy is important. And now the same is true as we face the flu. Influenza has the potential to infect millions, putting lives and the healthcare system at risk. Fortunately, it's easy to protect yourself. The flu vaccine is safe and effective, and with COVID-19 still spreading, it's essential. To see how you can hit this virus head-on, visit michigan.gov/flu.
Can I ask you a question? Why do you want to get the COVID-19 vaccine?
I don't like getting sick. The virus will die. It will be easy to not catch it. Keep my family safe and keep playing soccer. Because I love being vaccinated.
What's your hope for everyone?
I hope everybody gets the vaccine to keep safe and strong. Be like happy, having fun everywhere. Everyone stay safe and hope you get the vaccine.
And now, back to The Splash Live.
Welcome back to The Splash Live. I'm Maddie Muschin. It is now time to talk with Deb Macon about the 50th Greater West Bloomfield Michigan Week and the Community Awards Breakfast that is taking place on Friday, May 13th at Wabi Country Club. Deb, so thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you. What a real treat being here.
Deb, can we first start off with talking about what is Michigan Week? Will you give us some details about that?
Would love to. Michigan Week is a statewide celebration that began, maybe 70 plus years ago. And here in Greater West Bloomfield, we began celebrating Michigan Week exactly 50 years ago. Michigan Week was created for 3 reasons at the state level, and we continue to keep those right in front of us right here in Greater West Bloomfield. Do I have time to just run across what those 3 reasons are? Great, thank you. This really means a lot to us, Maddie, and to everyone at Civic Center TV. We're delighted to be able to share our story. So when the state of Michigan began Michigan Week, it was all about encouraging greater knowledge and awareness of Michigan. And we do that with Michigan and Greater West Bloomfield. And it was also to tell the world about the advantages of Michigan, and we keep that in front of us, the advantages of Greater West Bloomfield. And our third reason was to bring people and neighborhoods together to raise awareness, and to focus on the value of connecting as community, to make this a great place to live, work, volunteer, attend school, and raise a family.
Deb, could you tell us a little bit about how the West Bloomfield School District is involved with Michigan Week?
You know what? Yes, I can, and I have a couple of things to say. The West Bloomfield School District was one of the original founding partners of Greater West Bloomfield's Michigan Week. And you know what? At that time, there were probably 4 or 5 partners. So today there are 7. All 4 of the local units of government, Kegel Harbor, Orchard Lake, Sylvan Lake, and West Bloomfield Township. And there are 3 school districts that are officially partners: West Bloomfield Schools, Walled Lake Schools, and Bloomfield Hills Schools. Now, there's just a little bit of advantage to West Bloomfield because the West Bloomfield School District superintendent with the township supervisor for West Bloomfield over 50 years ago joined with community volunteers to kick all of this off.
Deb, for that Michigan Week Community Awards event that you have coming up in May, will you tell us a little bit about what those the award breakfasts look like, and a little bit about how someone can nominate a member of the community for those awards?
And you know what? And I love being asked that. I've served as the chair of the awards committee for a really, really long time. Here's what everyone can expect. It is our goal to let all of those who are nominated and the winners know how valued and appreciated they are. Now, to get all of this started, you have to go to the Michigan Week website, and we make it easy, michiganweek.org. Go to the website. You will see right at the top of the page, nominate someone you know. So the question we're asking is this: who do you know in Greater West Bloomfield that helps tell the story of our amazing community the best? Is there a neighbor? Is there someone you volunteer with in your community organization? And is there an organization itself? So there are 8 or 9 categories, and we're absolutely confident that everyone can find one to lift up someone important to them and an organization. Now, this comes from the view of the organization itself. How has this team, how has this individual done something amazing for either a short time or a long time that furthers the interest of community for the community good?
Deb, as we wrap up here, is there anything else that you wanted to share either about Michigan Week or how someone can nominate a person in the community for those Michigan Week Awards?
Yes, I'll be very quick. 1, please go to our website. If you have any questions at all, please send us a note through the Contact Us tab, and one of us will absolutely get back to you. And what is absolutely notable is that Greater West Bloomfield, we believe, is the only remaining organization or community in the state that has continued this tradition. And this year, we are so proud to be celebrating our 50-year anniversary.
Deb, thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Thank you.
I was joined by Deb Macon, one of the sponsors for this year's Michigan Week. During this year's Black History Month, our Person of the Week is creating fun and educational events to create dialogue in our community. Through their hard work and passion for the community, Kelly Heyer works with the West Bloomfield Diversity Task Force to bring these events to Greater West Bloomfield. Let's go check out why we named Kelly Heyer our Person of the Week.
Since 2015, Kelly Heyer has been the Recreation Superintendent at West Bloomfield Parks. With several appearances on The Splash, we've had the chance to ask Kelly what events she's constructed for the community as we find ourselves in the midst of Black History Month.
So we have partnered up with community members to Township Hall and the West Bloomfield Library to create a diversity task force. And this task force has plans for events for the month of February. So the first one is Saturday, February 5th, and there's two parts to this. It is a Black History mobile museum. And if you would like just to walk through the museum, it's going to be set up at the library from noon to 3 p.m. on Saturday, February 5th. We have a special lecture. There's only a few spots left, and that will start at at 10 a.m. to noon. The next one up is going to be our events. It is health focused. It is at Connect, and that is going to be Saturday, February 12th, and that is a Love Yourself Wellness Well Black event. And this is going to be an interactive event, and the other component is going to be an active component where you're going to be able to have demonstration in Zumba. We have a virtual event on Wednesday, February 16th, and that is with Major Bill Barnett and of the Tuskegee Airmen. And then lastly, at Orchard Mall, in the center of Orchard Mall, on Saturday, February 26th. That is the Black Expo. And again, this is a creation by the Diversity Task Force, and it's a really cool event that's coming together.
Ensuring all members of the West Bloomfield community feel represented, Kelly has also been at the forefront of maintaining inclusion and diversity, such as creating the Diversity Task Force.
This was an idea that one of our park commissioners, Vincent Kirkwood, came up with last year and approached our department and said, what are we doing for to work on that and to work towards diversity, equity, inclusion, and simultaneously what programming do we have for Black History Month? So we said, well, let's not stop the work there. And the idea was, can we broaden what we're focusing on to be a diversity task force?
Kelly's hard work and devotion to her community is why she is our Person of the Week.
Thank you to Kelly Heyer for all of her work in the community. We're going to take a short break, but when we get back, we'll be talking with Carol Fink, one of the board members for the Orchard Lake Nature Sanctuary.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Home fires occur most often in winter. Keep anything that can catch fire at least 3 feet from heating equipment. And never use an oven to heat your home. Stay in the kitchen when frying, grilling, or broiling food. Turn space heaters off when you leave the room or go to bed. Make sure all vents are clear of snow and ice to allow carbon monoxide to vent outside. Have your furnace, heating system, and chimneys serviced each year by a qualified professional. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Teens a day die from texting and driving. Don't text and drive.
And now, back to The Splash Live.
Welcome back to The Splash Live. I'm Maddie Muschin. We're going to take a look at our QR code for the Person of the Week one more time. The Person of the Week here this week is Kelly Heyer. If you have someone that you would like to nominate in the Greater West Bloomfield community, you can go ahead and scan the QR code on the screen. You can fill out the short Google form with the person's name, their contact information, and reason that they should be recognized for the Person of the Week. This can be someone, whether that's a neighbor that you think goes above and beyond in the community. It can be an educator, a student, local business person, or any other organization in the community that you think deserves to be recognized here on the Splash Live for the Person of the Week. So again, you can scan that QR code on the screen, fill out the short Google form with the person's name, some contact information for them, and some reasons why you think that they should be recognized for the Person of the Week. We're going to take a short break, but when we get back on the other side, we'll be talking with Carol Fink, one of the board members for the Orchard Lake Nature Sanctuary.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
And now, back to the Splash Live.
Welcome back to the Splash Live. I'm Maddie Mushton. We're going to take a look now and talk to Emily Vickers from the West Bloomfield Township Public Library about their Tender Topic Kits. These Tender Topic Kits are something that you can rent out through the library. They have topics such as divorce or some physical disabilities that the child might have some questions on. So whether you are looking to have a conversation with your child about those tender topics, the West Bloomfield Township Public Library has the perfect thing for you. So let's go take a look and talk with Emily now about those Tender Topic Kits.
The winter season can be hard on a young mind, but inside West Bloomfield Township's public library, someone is hard at work, making take-home kits for literacy problems, social issues, and more. I talked with Emily Vickers, who walked me through some of the Tender Topic Kits available at the West Bloomfield Township Public Library.
So this kit is the visual impairment kit. So in this kit there are books that talk about differences. So this one is saying It's Okay to Be Different by Todd Parr, which is kind of just the theme of this kit. This one is called Charlotte's Spectacles, which is about wearing glasses. That's part of a visual impairment. This little guy right here has a visual impairment of wearing glasses. And this is a seeing eye dog. So he has a little harness and something that you might need as a visual impairment. These are kind of cool because as a visual impairment, you might use touch and feels for something that you need to rely on because you might have a visual impairment that you can't see as well, so you rely on touch. And this is a social emotional matchup puzzle that's understanding yourself. So it's a little bit different because you're trying to figure out what's different about you, but also making yourself unique and special and knowing that you're still unique and amazing and you're still awesome.
Each kit is filled to the brim with books, activities, and toys that cover a range of approaches for broaching difficult questions as a family and finding healthy ways to grow as a child.
This Tender Topic Kit is about separation and divorce. And so inside this kit are a few books about separation and divorce that might be helpful. This one's called My Two Homes. This one's called Why Do Families Change? Our first talk about separation and divorce. This one's called Facing Divorce. These are just some books that might be helpful to read with your child about starting a conversation about how our family might look different or might be changing a little bit. This is an adult book that might be helpful about co-parenting. That might be something that you want to talk about with the other adults in your household about how to work through some adult conversations about how to co-parent in two separate households. We also have two puzzles in this kit about how families might look different in two separate households. We also have a very cool puzzle, which is a social emotional puzzle about understanding myself because things might be a little bit different. And then we have a very cool, which are my favorite, these magnetic families, and they all are different and all the families can look different, and there might be there might be really tall family members and very short family members, and they all look very cool, and I absolutely love them. So yeah, they're very cool.
Yeah, Emily, they are pretty cool. If you'd like to pick up a kit for your home or a friend you know, you can put a kit on hold over the phone or rent one out in person at the West Bloomfield Township Public Library. Thank you to Emily Vickers for giving us a tour of their Tender Topic Kits. Reporting for the Splash Live, I'm Calvin Brown.
Thank you again to Emily Vickers for giving us some tutorial and inside look into those tender topic kits that you can rent out at the West Bloomfield Township Public Library. Due to some technical difficulties on our end, our last interview here with Carol Fink is going to be a little bit shorter than normal, but we are so happy to have Carol Fink, one of the board members for the Orchard Lake Nature Sanctuary, joining us this morning. Thank you, Carol, for being here.
My pleasure.
Carol, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you became one of the board members at that Orchard Lake Nature Sanctuary?
Well, I think I was born with an absolute love of the great outdoors and nature. So I've always been really attracted to being in natural places. I joined the board, the sanctuary board, probably 25 years ago, and I've been with them ever since. And I just, really love to be in nature and be in the woods. I find that's where I get my peace and strength from. So it's being an active board member, we would take people on tours, whether it's scout groups, community members, just a really great place to be. It really is a sanctuary, so I'm pleased to be a part of it.
Carol, will you give us a little overview of the Orchard Lake Nature Sanctuary and maybe give us some background into how it became?
Okay, the land was privately owned. Back in 1969, the 35 acres of sanctuary land was donated to Cranbrook Institute. And with the philosophy and the goal that it would be preserved in its natural state for the children yet unborn. As a community in, I think, 1969, we decided that we wanted to purchase that land and got together with community owners, the community, City of Orchard Lake, Nature Sanctuary Friends, and a fantastic grant from Michigan Natural Resources to purchase the property. So that's how it became under the ownership of the City of Orchard Lake.
Well, Carol, as we wrap up here, is there anything else that you wanted to share about the sanctuary? Sorry, we had to cut this a little bit short because of the technical difficulties.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I think what I'd like to do is invite people to come out and walk the beautiful serene paths. Any season of the year is good. Come with your family. Please don't bring your dogs because we don't want to disturb the wildlife and the critters out there. But it's a beautiful, beautiful place to come and restore your soul and feel good and be in nature and just love what's around you. So please come out and visit. We encourage everyone to come out. Winter is a great time to be out in the woods. Tells a great story. So just because the weather might seem cold or rainy or misty or sunny, come out anyway. There's no bad weather, only inappropriate clothing. So come out and visit.
Carol, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We so appreciate you being here.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you so much for having me on.
Once again, I've been joined by Carol Fink, one of the board members for the Orchard Lake Nature Sanctuary. That's going to do it for today's show. Thank you again to Deb Macon and Carol Fink for joining us this morning, and a special thanks to our Zoom producer, Jared Clark, for coordinating the Zoom and making sure our guests joined us. As always, thank you to Calvin Brown, our board operator, for making the show possible each and every morning. And thank you for joining me as we explore all the people and events going on in the Greater West Bloomfield community. For all of our friends in Orchard Lake, Sylvan Lake, Kiko Harbor, and West Bloomfield, I'm Maddie Muschin. Thank you for watching The Splash Live.